keep watching if you would like to learn how to crochet a completely seamless solid granny square. So if you take a look at this granny square here, you can clearly see where the chain 3 at the start of each round has created a seam across the side of our granny square. Now even if you replace this with a chainless double crochet, you can still see a slight seam, and also you can see there's tiny little gaps between each of the stitches here. And this is made with a typical, how you would typically make a solid granny square, with groups of 3 stitches at the beginning, but by simply adding 1 extra stitch in each of the groups, you can completely get rid of all of the little gaps between the stitches. And I'm going to show you another trick that will completely eliminate the seam you get in the middle of your granny square. As you can see with this square here, just by adding that 1 extra stitch across each side, the stitches are much closer together. You get a much more even looking granny square, and there's no seam at all. So we're just going to start by putting a slip knot on my hook, and we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're just going to join to that first chain to form a ring. And then we're going to chain 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first 3 chains count as our first double crochet, and the last 2 chains count as our corner space. So we're now going to start working into the ring. So I'm going to put a double crochet into that ring, working over that tail as I go, so I can just trim that off at the end. And we're going to put 3 more double crochet into that ring. 1, 2, and 3. So we've got our group of 4 double crochets there. We're now going to make the next corner space, so we'll chain 2, and then we're going to put another group of 4 into the center. Chain 2 for the next corner space, 4 more double crochet into the ring, chain 2 for that last corner space, and now we need to put 3 more double crochet into the ring for that last group of 4. And then we're just going to join to that third chain, like so. So now you can see we have got the chain 3 is right at the edge. So even if you are using a traditional chain 3, you're hardly going to notice it. And we're going to keep it right at this side for each round. If you do want to look even more seamless, you can use a chainless stitch. I will show you how to do that. I'll show you how to do that now. So we're next going to slip stitch into this corner space. And if you want to do a chainless double crochet instead of that chain 3, just elongate your loop. Put your finger on the loop here, hold it, twist your hook around. You can then go into that space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops, and then you can let go and yarn over and pull through the final 2 loops. And that gives you something that looks much more like a double crochet. So you can either do the chain 3 or this stitch. I'm just going to do the chain 3 just so that you can see that even with the chain 3 you can hardly see it. So we've got the chain 3, and we need 2 more chains for a corner, so that's 5 altogether, or a chainless double crochet and a chain 2. We're then going to put 2 double crochet into this corner space, into this same space. We're now going to start putting a double crochet into each of the double crochet we have across this side. So we've got 4 double crochet here. Try not to miss this first one. Sometimes where you've got the stitches in the corner, it can kind of cover up the beginning of that stitch, and you can sometimes miss that. So make sure you work into all of the stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to put 2 double crochet into this corner space, chain 2 for the corner, 2 more double crochet, and then we're going to put a double crochet in each stitch in each of this next double crochet. So we're just going to copy what we've done previously. So a double crochet in each stitch, in the corner 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then repeat that around, and then I'll show you what we need to do when we get back to the end. So I'm just on the last side of my granny square. I'm going to put a double crochet in each stitch across this side. And here we are at the corner. So we've only got 1 stitch so far at the corner, so we're going to put another stitch into that corner, but we're going to have to work over this part of the stitch here. So I like to work this part of the stitch a little bit tighter than normal, just so that it doesn't have any extra bulk. So now we have 2 stitches in the corner, and we can join to the top of that chain 3. And you're simply going to repeat that last round until your square is as big as you want it to be. So you'll slip stitch into the corner, chain 3, well actually chain 5, because you've got the 2 chains for the corner. If you're doing a chainless double crochet, it'll be a chainless double crochet and a chain 2. Then you'll have your 2 stitches in the corner, and then work into each stitch all the way along. And each corner is exactly the same, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. And you'll just continue adding rounds to your granny square until it's as big as you want to be. And when it's finished, it's going to look something like this. And if you'd like to learn how to crochet a traditional granny square without all those extra ends to weave in, then watch this video next, and I'll see you in the next one.